don't give in. Yeah. Miles and miles you will have been.
Well, hello everybody, it's Suffolk Andy here and
Suffolk Amy.
we're at a beautiful little church, St Mary's.
St Mary's.
At Polstead. Now Polstead is a very famous place for a very historical murder that took place here. Amy's going to read out one or two facts and I'll fill in some more if needed. So off you go then, Amy.
Alright, so here in Polstead there was a woman called Maria Marten, who was the daughter of the village mole catcher.
The mole catcher. Yes,
And
the mole catcher.
she already had children by two different people. And one of these people was the brother of the person who would then murder her,
Yes,
William Corder.
yeah. William Calder.
The brother actually drowned in the village pond, which we passed on the way here.
Yeah.
At some point, Maria had a baby
Another one.
who survived for a few weeks, and they believe was buried secretly in a nearby field.
And so a lot of people say that was William Calder's brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, was the father. Yeah.
Yeah. So Maria's parents demanded that William marry Maria. He arranged for her to arrive at the barn disguised in a man's clothing so that they could elope to Ipswich out of sight of his disapproving parents and the village priest. Maria went to the barn for this, but she never came back out.
Dastardly deed.
Ooh. So Maria's stepmother Anne had a dream that Maria had been murdered and buried in the Red Barn. Her body was later discovered beneath the floorboards, so she was correct. She'd been shot, stabbed, and strangled. Pretty dead, I would think.
Yes.
So William was arrested and charged with her murder. He still protested his innocence, but he was found guilty and he was hung at Bury St Edmunds in August 1828. He was publicly...
Yeah, at the time, they publicly dissected him. There's some reports that the crowd that actually turned up to see him actually hung was anything from 10,000 to 40,000 people. Oh, there you go. The bells are chiming. Yes. So 10 to 40,000 people turned up to see him hung, and they reckon 10,000 people watched him being dissected. And that means that he was cut up and used for experiments by the medical folk at the time.
Mm-hmm. Isn't there a book with his skin or something?
Yeah, if you go to I think it's the Moyes Museum in Bury St Edmunds, they have his death mask, they have his skull, and I think there's a book there that is made out of his skin. The covering of the book is his skin, and his skeleton was used right up to the 1980s, in some teaching hospital somewhere before they took it down and cremated it. So, yeah, quite a gruesome story.
Lovely. So Maria was buried here.
Yeah.
At this church, but then people kept coming and taking parts of the gravestone.
Souvenir hunters.
Yeah, just disrupting the whole thing. So
there is a plaque outside that's been up many, many years, and we'll show you that in a minute. So you get what's the word?
An idea.
An idea of where she's buried. Nobody knows, but there's a little bit of story to it, and I will tell you that when I get outside. So on to the next, as they say. Right, this is the sign that we were talking about inside the church to say where Maria is buried. Amy, can you read that?
Yep, it says, "Near this place lie the remains of Maria Marten, who died in the Red Barn, Polstead, and was buried on April 20th, 1828, aged 26 years. Rest in peace."
Right. Now, a few years back I was here and I was talking to a chap who said that he was speaking many years before that to another old man who actually said that he thought that the grave was just here, on this bit of ground here, by the side of the church. How true that is, I don't know. But if it is, we're very close. Well, we're going to do a little bit of dowsing now. These are dowsing rods, which are copper cables, and they're on a slip here. So they've got their own spinning. When you hold them, you have no control over them. So we're going to see if we can do a little bit of searching with these. As you can see at the moment, they're out straight, and I'll try and hold them there. Right. We come here with love and light. My word. Okay. Can you make these go forward, please? Can you make these go forward? You started. It's now starting to rain. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. We come here with love and peace, with no animosity. Can you make them go forward, please? So we know you're here. One's backwards, one's forward. Can you make that one go forward, please? No?
No?
Right.
No. Could you?
As you see, I've got my thumbs on them at the moment.
Yeah.
We'll let them go in a sec. 1, 2, 3. Right. If there's anybody here, any spirit person, can you make these days and rods cross, please? Thank you.
Okay.
So we know it's you, can you make them go forward, please? Use your energy or our energy to push them forward. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Can you make them go forward again? Can you make them go forward again, please? Thank you. That's brilliant. Can I ask you, are you a man? Are you a man?
Can you cross the rods over each other if you're a man?
Can you cross them over if you're a man? Can you cross them over if you are a lady? Can you cross them if you're a lady?
Are you neither?
Are you neither a man or a lady?
Well, it's 2019 now, guys. We've got to be inclusive.
Do you know if you are a man or a woman?
Oh.
You do. Okay. Can you make them go straight again for me, please? Can you make the days and rods go straight, please? Can you make them go straight? The right hand one is trying. Can you make them go straight? Thank you.
Could you cross the rods over if you feel like you don't know who you are anymore? Do you feel like you've lost a part of you?
Do you feel you've lost a part of you and you're not sure what you are anymore? So you're either a man or a woman.
Mhm.
Are you a woman? Are you a man? Do you not want to tell us? Cross them if you don't. This is weird.
Very strange.
Very strange, this. Very strange.
Shall I give it a go?
Just a sec.
Shall I start?
We just asked her if that's what's her name?
Maria.
Maria. Is this Maria? Is this Maria Marten? Can you cross them if you're Maria Marten, if you're with us? No, with that, we're going to have a change. Amy's going to have a go.
Yep. Tap out.
Go, Amy.
Right. I would like to know if anybody here would like to speak to me. Could you cross these over if you want to talk to me? Okay, thank you. Could you uncross them, please? So that you can cross them again? Because I can't do anything about it. It's very windy.
Yeah, it is.
It's not.
Yeah, it's turned nasty now.
I can't. Can you uncross them? They're somewhat uncrossing. Could you point them forwards, please? If you want to talk to me, if you do want to talk to me, we can carry on talking. That's close enough. Oh, yep. Okay, cool. Thank you. I'm gonna...
Ask her if I want to talk to you more than me because you're a woman.
Oh, okay, yeah, actually, good question. Do you feel more comfortable speaking to me because I'm female? Because I'm a woman? Is it easier to talk to me? Do you dislike men? Can you cross them over if you dislike men? Not really. Can you cross them over if you don't like talking to anybody who comes here? Do you wish they wouldn't speak to you? Something. Ah, it feels really weird when it does that. Okay. Interesting. Can you uncross these if you'd like us to go? If you want us to leave you alone? No. Don't think so.
No, it's very weird.
It's strange.
Yeah. I'm sort of picking up. It's now starting to move a bit. I'm picking up a very slight entity, but it's nothing major.
Could you cross these over if we're in the wrong place? Do we need to move to a different location? Would that be better for you? Are we standing in the right place? It's literally just pointing the opposite
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I don't. It's very strange, this one. I don't think for 1 minute us Maria Marten. Not at all.
No.
Not at all. I think we've reluctantly got somebody who really doesn't want to know, but not the highest of energy either. So
really.
what we
Should we
do,
try
we're going to give it 5
inside?
minutes.
Do you want to try inside?
Yeah, we'll try it inside,
inside?
but because we're going to have to get out of this rain anyway.
Yeah, it's
Because
not
we're
very
under a
nice.
tree,
We're sheltering right now.
trying to shelter under a tree. So, and it has turned very, very nasty now. So, right, see you in a bit. Well, we come into the church because I don't know if you can hear it, if the mic is picking it up, but it is really, really bolting it down outside. So we decided to come into the church. And we come to this church with love and respect, no disrespect whatsoever. I'm going to try and use the crystal in here. So if I get it to spin, it's now starting to spin. If there's any spirit people in this church, could you please come and stop this crystal? Could you please stop this crystal? Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you. Are you a man? If you're a man, can you spin the crystal? It's like
Shaking.
shaking. And it's still doing it, isn't it? Can you spin the crystal for me, please? If you're a man. Can you spin it if you're a lady? Thank you. So we have a lovely lady. Do you look after this church? Can you stop it if you look after this church? You do. So you must love this church. It's a beautiful church and I love it. It's really, really nice. So if you agree with me, can you spin the crystal? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Can you stop the crystal for me so I can ask you another question? That's incredible. Thank you. How many years have you been looking after this church? Is it 10 years? 50 years? In between 50 to 10 years? 100 years?
Maybe longer than
Can you
that?
see the glow in that?
There is a strange...
Really strange glow on the bottom.
Mm.
So you've been looking after this lovely church for 100 years. I think you've done a very, very good job. You certainly have. You must have seen a lot of changes, a lot of people coming in and out. And I'm not going to, I know your energy is very strong, I'm not going to bug you too much, because I'm going to leave you with love, peace, and God's love too. Thank you very much. That was incredible.
Woo!
Did you see that? Now, I didn't use my own energy there at all. This crystal
Yeah.
was spinning
On
to
its
questions.
Yeah.
And we've got a lady in here who's been looking after this church for 100 years, and she loves the church, and she's a good spirit, a good soul. I can feel that. Outside I couldn't feel anything.
No.
In here I could. Right, on to the next. Right, we're doing another little experiment. Amy's left me all on my own in the church. She said what we're going to do is we're both going to do a session of trying to talk to anybody who's in here spiritually, solo. So here we go. I come here with love and peace, this beautiful church in Polstead. I have a piece of equipment here called a camera. If you see this part hanging down here, it's mic. You could speak into there or speak into this piece of equipment here. Okay? Like I said, I come with love and peace. I know I've already spoken to a lady who looks after this church. Is there anybody else here? Or is it just the lady on her own? I know I've asked this lady some questions earlier. But if you are here and still listening to me, am I getting on your nerves now? Am I making a nuisance of myself? If not, could you tell me your name? I'd love to know. I know you've been looking after this church for very, very many years. And you've done a fantastic job. It's so beautiful. And I notice there's going to be some alterations or some repairs. Are you watching over the repairs? Are you making sure those workmen do the job right? Because I know you love this church. And I have to say, thank you for looking after this beautiful church. You are a wonderful woman. I can feel it. I can really feel Is your name Mary? Mary A. with an Aston? Oh. Thank you very much. Mary. I'm not sure if I got your second name, but I know I've got your first name. I can just feel love. Pure love. You had love in your heart. Love in your heart and love for this church and love for your community. You are a beautiful soul, Mary. I know one day I will return and speak to you again. Go with love. Until the next time.
Okay, so hello to whoever might be in here with me. My stepdad was just in here talking to you, and he understands that he got your name. Could you just confirm if that is your name? Are you Mary? You can speak either around here, around my microphone. You can whisper it to me if you want to. You can knock on anything. Just something so that I can hear you, so I know that you're here. Did you enjoy talking to him? He's a right lad, he is. Have you been watching us since we walked in here? Have you been aware of us? Were you very involved with this church? Are you still very involved with this church? Do you like it when people come here and have a look at the place? Because it's under construction right now. Do you like it when people come here and see how beautiful this place is? I don't know if the microphone picked that up, but there was a huge bang from like underneath the floor. Mary, was that you? Okay, I'm going to take that as a yes. Is there anything that you would like to say to me or to anybody else? I'm giving you a chance to speak. You can say anything that you want to say.
Well, that concludes our investigation of Polstead and the Red Barn murder. I don't personally think that we picked up anything about the murder at all.
No.
We did pick up one or two spirits, especially within inside the church. The crystal was unbelievable, and I used for the first time my spiritual attributes, as they call it. Is it attributes?
Attributes, yeah.
Attributes. To pick up on the name of the lady who looks after the church, Mary. I thought her second name was Aston, but I'm not sure. But it was funny, when I actually mentioned her name and called out her name, the bells went off. The bells! So I was quite impressed with that. It's the first time I've actually used my psychic powers in these sort of things, but because I thought she was such a good spirit,
Yeah.
I thought I'd do it. So anyway, what's your thoughts on this place, then, Amy?
I just think it's so pretty, just the whole thing. It's so like picturesque as a place. It's hard to feel any sort of spiritual connection anyway, because it's so like, you're just taken aback by the scenery. And I mean, there's cows mooing in the background. It's not really like a creepy sort of
you're on top
place.
of a you're on top of a
So-
hill here, and when you look over the Suffolk countryside, it's one of the best scenes I think I can say in the whole of Suffolk. So if you're in this
Yeah.
area and you stop off at Polstead, make sure you come to the church just to see this view
Yeah.
over the vale here, because it is just gobsmacking beautiful. So
It's so nice.
yeah. So what was your highlight?
Probably, now that you've told me that people were buried under the floor, the fact that there was a bang underneath my feet to one of the questions. I can't remember which question, but I felt it literally under the floor,
Yeah.
underneath my feet, which I thought was strange. But then you told me there's people buried under there, and now I feel very unsettled.
All right. Well, most Suffolk churches, most churches in Britain, the rich people are buried under the
Yeah.
floor. The poor people comes outside, and the poorer you are, the further away you are from the church. So that's how it goes. So
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. It was a beautiful afternoon. We had to shelter from the rain a bit because
Yeah.
it's been pouring down the rain, and we're dodging the showers now. So I hope you enjoy all this, and with that, all that's left to say is
All right, safe.
love each other.
Suffolk Amy!
Suffolk Andy, and the rain's coming down. So goodbye, everybody.
A bug just got me in the face. Did you